We are here to do the energy forecast, the somatic energy forecast, the somatic money energy forecast for this week. And I want all of you to do a favor for me right now, and that is to take a deep breath in, blow it out. I know we've had a lot of energy and attention going on out there in the outside world. And right now, I just want you to bring it back to yourself. I want you to breathe in, blow it out. Feel that light energy come back through you. Anchor that in. Get a little bit more grounded. So this video, just for the duration of this video, this is for you to find your grounding and your energy for this week, because it's a big week. It's a big week out there that affects all of us in here. But I want you to begin from like that ground zero place, which ultimately is you. So in, out, let it all go. It will be there. It will be waiting for you when you're ready. But for now, this is for you. This is for you here and now. Let's begin at the top of this week with some of the messages, the energy messages Spirit Team has been giving to me. If you've been following along, you already know that Spirit Team labeled this week as spicy. And that is definitely not going to disappoint. But I also want to fill you in, like I've been trying to do this thing of like the bottom side of things or challenge side of things and then the top good side of things. So let's take a look at those really quickly. So what you can count on is this week is going to be, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It is going to be hard to know what to count on, and that is why it's important to do what we did at the beginning of this video. And guess what? The first card I pulled, it was the breathe card. It was the slow down and breathe and get in your body. And if you're watching this for financial purposes, you are slowing down and breathing and getting present in your body with your financial transactions this week. Really important because it's going to be very bumpy ride. It's going to be confusing. It's going to be easy to lose where you are in the landscape. So this right here is your ally. And if you want more information on how to do this, this is my Somatic Money Blueprint number 2. You can go to my link tree and pick this up. Okay, and the last thing as far as challenge this week, Spirit Team has been very clear. There is navigational confusion this week. Okay, top side of things that we can look forward to this week. And I can't wait to show you some of the astrology because top side of things are breakthroughs abound. So like, you know, I got to the top side of things and I heard Spirit Team was like, breakthroughs abound. And I wrote it down. And then I was like, okay, give me the next one. They were like, breakthroughs abound. And I'm like, great. So I wrote that down. And then I said, okay, give me the next one. They're like, breakthroughs abound. So on my crib sheet here, it literally was like breakthroughs abound times 3. So are you getting the message? We're like bumpy landscape, navigational chaos, but we're in the landscape of being able to have breakthroughs. And right before I flip this camera around, I'm sure there are some of you here going like, Dana, give us the psychic updates on what's going on out there. I will be doing that in a little while again. But again, this energy forecast is for you to find your bearings because you need to be able to navigate your week no matter what is going on in the outside world. Okay. So let me go ahead and flip the camera around and let's go ahead and take a look at my crib sheet here. This is where we are at with this week. I am recording this on Monday, June the 9th. This is the week we just did. Notate, these were our last round of timeline jumps and energy gateways. Here's this week. There's a lot going on this week. Timeline jumps, energy gateways. It's beginning to heat up a little bit, people. And this is looking into next week. Next week, you need to be prepared for, like, look at this mass amount of astrological traffic right here. We're going to be headed into a huge transformational gateway here. And I'm not going to be talking about this week, but I wanted you to see it just so you could kind of begin to prepare yourselves a little bit for what we're looking at here. So let's get back to this week. Spirit Team wants me to talk about full moon, this full moon. Okay, they are saying this full moon is really going to catch some folks off guard and knock them on their ass. So if you are watching this, I just want you to intuitively tune in and ask yourself, if this full moon is of consequence for you. If it is, you might want to keep that dialed in. Spirit team is saying you've got some big changes going on here right around the full moon. All right, then as far as today, Jupiter, as of today, officially moves into Cancer as Mercury is squaring Saturn and Mercury is squaring Neptune and Venus is squaring Pluto. Zing, 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 right? All right, then Spirit team wants me to talk about this Jupiter square Saturn that's coming up. And look at this, runs all the way through into next week. So this is a theme line. So let's take a look at the meaning on Jupiter squaring Saturn, as Jupiter has just recently moved into Cancer. So Jupiter moving into Cancer means that there is expansion with self-nurturance, home, family, emotions, and sensitivity. A lot going on in the outer world, but at home we're getting an expansion of paying attention to these things, all right? And if we do the Jupiter and Cancer squares up with Saturn and Aries, this is about growth and expansion for sensitivity on the home front that is challenged by fiery limitations and responsibilities and life lessons. So a bit of friction going on here. Spirit team is saying, folks, don't take things so personally on the home front. If you begin to feel yourself taking things pretty personally on the home front, that may cause problems in and of itself. They're saying, yes, you matter. Yes, it's important. But remember, Aries is creating that fire that's creating the ignition. So take a breath, take a beat. Know your sensitivity on the home front, nurturance on the home front, self-care on the home front. All of that is pretty important. But Spirit team is saying, take a beat, take a breath, and learn how to use your words. And look what you've got lined up. You've got Mercury, communications and logistics, sextiling with Venus, which is about self-value. So let's take a look at that. Mercury newly in Cancer, sextiling Venus and Taurus. So that's anchored, grounded, self-value. This is a harmonious blend of emotional communication and practical value with grounded value, okay? So if you're feeling some of this angsty fire here on the home front, lean into that Mercury sextile Venus to help you out. And just know the full moon is coming in to amplify everything. So yeah, we've got an interesting ride this week. Okay, Spirit team, Spirit team wants me to go to Chiron, trine Mars. All right. So Chiron, which also is in fiery Aries, wounded healer, Chiron in Aries, trining Mars in Leo. There's a lot of energy here, folks. So this is the fire of the wounded healer connecting with action-oriented, the flow energy of action-oriented fire of Leo. And I got to tell you, my pen kept running out here. Like, I went through 3 pens to write this down. So I personally have something going on with this right here. So this is a potential for healing and harnessing fiery wounded energy for creating love expression. And Mars Leo is basically about recognition, leadership, creativity, and expression. And Chiron is about Chiron and Aries is about the fiery woundedness of healing. So this is some big energy going on right here. And you mix that in with home front stuff and Mercury sextile Venus. I think we can pretty much say this week there's some big feelings going on this week. There's big feelings. And Mercury is kind of all over the map. So, interesting. It's going to be important for you to get a handle on your tongue. And just so you know, the second card I pulled was what money words are on the tip of your tongue. So this is going to be a great week to locate in your money story or just in your money languaging. What are the tapes that you are telling yourself? What are the words that you are telling others? Because look at Mercury is Mercury is bumping up against with Saturn and Neptune and Pluto, and then Pluto and Venus. So we've got self-value, karma, intuition, death, rebirth. So Mercury's kind of all over the map, which means your wording might be all over the map. So what are you going to do? You're going to ground breathe center, slow it down. You're going to get a handle on what you're saying. And isn't this interesting? The third card that got pulled was all about money value. And this is a nod to this whole thing going on with Venus. And I think also this whole thing going on with Jupiter and Saturn and the whole Cancerian thing. Like, We got a lot of feelings coming up this week. And when there's a lot of feelings coming up, guess what? Self-value plays in. And I just went and grabbed my deck, just so you know, if you're brand new, or just a reminder, these cards are coming out of my Somatic Money Oracle deck, first edition, $59. Second edition, $79. It's in my link tree and or website. You can go check those out. So far with these cards, we've got making sure you are slowing down and breathing, making sure you are catching what you are saying, because there's big fiery energy of feelings this week, and knowing deep down that you are valued, your value does count. It's going to be important to just stay present with all of this as you work through your stuff, and you work through your stuff with other people. Oh, Spirit Team is pointing to the 14th. Spirit Team is saying, yes, it is a big day. There's going to be blustery things, big blustery national day going on. But they also want you to pay attention that this is a big energy shift day. And look at this. Look at this. They're having me bring up, guess what? Big day of the 14th. And we're doing timeline jump, timeline jump, timeline jump. And what Spirit Team wants us to know is we individually and as a collective have the ability to transform our conscious timeline. Like when I tune into this, like this timeline stuff is getting down into some of the deeper layers, okay? So there's kind of not an accent that this is a big day, and there's timeline jumping going on, and of course then the energy gateway for the cellular DNA recoding going on here. And if you're brand new here, the timeline jumping work that I'm doing, this is all through pendulum checking, and I've got resources that I'll either put up here or put up there. Your best bet is to do the deep dive with either one of the programs that I've got going on that will really help describe this out. So not only do we need to pay attention to the big events that are going on for the 14th of June, but also be paying attention to how we are transforming consciously the landscape. So this harkens back to those videos I did at the very beginning of like the try again videos. Like I'll put that back up again and you guys can go get that out of my inspirational basics. I'm finding that when we land in these days, it is like Spirit Team catches me and goes, up, get real conscious. What timeline are you on? What are you consciously creating? That's going to be really important in play here. Okay, now Spirit Team wants us to get to the Saturn conjunct Neptune, and that starts on Monday of this week, and look, it goes all the way through into next week. So it's a slow moving dial on that. And Saturn conjunct Neptune, let's take the meaning on it. This is one of my favorite ones for this week. Take a look at this, guys. Yeah, I even highlighted it there. Saturn in Aries, so Saturn in the first degrees of fiery Aries is conjuncting Neptune, also in Aries. Remember, this is all in the first couple of degrees. So this is a need to reconcile dreams with reality and confront delusions. Does this sound like anybody we know? Could this be about the dumpster fire? When I wrote that down, I'm like, ooh, that has really big national implications. Has a lot of implications for MAGA. So this may be a real come to Jesus meeting for a few people in this country. And then look at this on the flip side. So then it has potentially leading to more grounded and authentic approach to life. So that's a real start on this. And then look at this. This astrological alignment also has to do with creating new beginnings from the ground up. This sounds like us. This sounds like what we're doing. And Spirit Team wants me to come back and go, we've got this running right here, and you got the 14th, which runs concurrent with these timelines right here. I think Spirit Team is trying to say, in the middle of the chaos this week, we are literally doing some groundbreaking things. And what did they say? Breakthroughs abound, breakthroughs abound, breakthroughs abound. They said, and this sets the new stage. Kind of exciting, people. Like, remember that, remember what I said in the video a little while back about those imaginal cells in the cocoon of the butterfly? We're doing it. We're beginning to do it. And there is a whole confluence that is happening right about here. So heads up, pay attention to this. Let me see what else Lilith. we gotta give a nod to Lilith, because look at Lilith is doing a trine with Mercury. So this is the passionate goddess underbelly rising with desires coming up from underneath with communication. There's Mercury playing it out again. And then Lilith is also in opposition with Venus. So we've got another, self-value thing going on, and the dark goddess, the desires coming up right here. And this is all bubbling as we do the 14th, as we begin to come to terms with reconciling dreams and reality and delusions. That could be some people more than others. And there are those of us who are creating new beginnings from the ground up during a week that has breakthroughs and that sets the new stage. I don't know about you guys, but in the middle of all the kerfluffle going on, there's some really interesting energy seeds. The thing I can tell you is keep your wits about you this week. And I think it could play in your favor. But you're going to have to just be very conscious about it, doing your presence practice, your groundedness, take a look at the landscape going on, but also keep tabs on your own stuff. Pay attention to where those feelings are, the stories that are going on, the verbalization, where the breakthroughs might be happening, where that Jupiter expansion is happening. I don't know. Kind of crazy week with some really good nest eggs built in there for us. And we've just got to pay attention to them and take advantage of them. That's what I've got for you for now. Please keep walking forward to meet those miracles along the way. And I will see you in the next video.